you guys ready?
Putting aside the result for a second, more than like, I'm sure you were at before the game, was like facing your brother in a game for the first time.
It was cool. Honestly, take the game out of it. That was the first time I ever played him at a competitive level. We played together our whole, I guess, outside of minor lacrosse, all of junior and all of college, right? We lived together for 4 years. So that was a special moment for me personally. Obviously, I wish the outcome was different and the game had went differently, but that was cool. You know, I'm proud of him. He's a great player. He's worked his butt off to get to this level. So that was cool. That was awesome. That was special. I wish, obviously, the outcome was different. You know, at the end of the day, we lost the game, so it doesn't mean as much, but it was a cool moment. I'm never going to forget playing him for the first time.
Was there much matchup or contact between the two of you during the game, or was it football the whole time?
Not as much as I thought there was going to be watching film on them, but we matched up a couple times there, and it was fun. Had a couple picks on him, but not as much matchup as I thought there was going to be. It was a weird flow to the game, right, with penalties and guys getting ejected and stuff like that. So that's stuff you can't control. But there was enough matchup to probably my parents probably got some good pictures. They're probably pretty happy with it.
You know, talks about the ejections and the penalties, a couple fights in the game. What were your thoughts on the fights and just trying to spark the team back into it?
Yeah, it's part of the game, right? And I'm proud of our guys. You know, we're a tough team. We do whatever we can to get each other going, to get each other energized. And, you know, guys were doing their thing and trying their best to get us energized. And, you know, the ball wasn't bouncing our way, and that seems to be the story of the season thus far. But, you know, there's still a lot of season left, and I know it's going to be a deep hole to dig out of, but we still got a chance. And the fights and the instigations and the penalties and all that stuff is stuff that we can't control from an internal standpoint, right? That's the ref's discretion, and that's the ref's job to make those calls, whether we agree with them or not. Something we've got to learn to play through and play through better. Our power play wasn't great this game, and that's something that's been a bright spot for us this year, so that's got to improve. But just staying level-headed in those situations, and I'm proud of our guys for the fight they showed and competing in the second half there. But yeah, we just got to be a little better in between the lines there.
Glenn said he was kind of stunned by the result, given that this was supposed to be kind of the reset of the season. But how are you digesting this right now?
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, we got to a good start. Like right away, I think we scored the first 15, 20 seconds there off the face-off, and, you know, things were looking up, and I think it was 3-3 at one point, and, you know, eventually the ball just stopped falling for us, and then it kept falling for them, and they were running their system, and I think it just kind of, you know, we came in with such a good mentality, and it felt like we were prepared, and obviously we weren't, and you know, we felt like the reset was there, and everyone did their jobs on the bye week, and we just got to be better. We got to be sharper. We got to be better internally. We've got to be more connected as a group if we want to dig ourselves out of this hole.
I mean, that being said, you guys still are a pretty young offensive team. They're still putting the offense together. I mean, this is really one of the first weeks with it all together. Do you think that communication and unlike a lot of pro leagues, you guys don't get to practice, you know, 5 days a week. So, I mean, is that something you expect it's going to happen in this process?
Yeah, I mean, look, our offense is young and we know that, but we've proven that we can put the ball in the net. And to go the length of the game that we did without putting the ball in the net is unacceptable at this level, and we know that, and we've, you know, tip your cap to some saves their goalie made, some plays their defense made, but at the end of the day, you're a competitor, and if you're not playing to perfection, you're never satisfied. Yeah, we're obviously young, and the pieces are there, and we're trying to fit, and you know, it just seems like we're letting them slip through our fingers almost at times, and that's just something we got to clean up, and that comes with maturity and experience. And you know, obviously injuries have played a bit of a factor in that, but that's something that we got to be able to work through. Other teams have worked through it. We see other guys go down, and we see other teams work through it. So we got to do a better job of just battling through that adversity and kind of, you know, playing with a chip on our shoulder and still playing together.
Yeah, I mean, Higgins did play phenomenal tonight. But I mean, so just take a second. How cool do you think this was for your parents? Were they in attendance tonight?
Yeah, they were. They were in attendance. It was pretty cool for them. We got them shirts made. My brother actually got them shirts made and give them a shout out. With half the black bear and half the Firewolf logo. My grandmother, my Nana, flew up from Florida for the night, so she's here, which is pretty cool. She's probably our biggest fan combined, but I got a couple aunts and family in the stands too. So it was cool. It was a cool experience. Something they're never gonna forget. We got a nice picture after the game, obviously. Again, I wish the result was different, but putting family first for a second, it was something that we're never gonna forget. I'm never gonna forget personally. Especially the way the game went is something, you know, it's going to sting for a while because he's obviously got bragging rights outside of the league standings and stuff like that, just head to head. So the next time, I guess that either playoffs or next year, but whenever we face each other again, obviously, we got to come in with a bigger chip on our shoulder.
Do you and Reed and the family have any post-game plans, Ty, or no?
We're trying to figure that out right now. The Ottawa, the visiting teams, whoever it might be, stays in a hotel a little further away. So we're trying to figure that out. But yeah, we're probably gonna meet up, grab a bite to eat or something. Nothing too crazy. But we're a really tight family. All of my mom and dad's side all live within 20, 30 kilometers of each other. So we're super tight. So it was great to see them all again. Obviously, with us playing on different teams and stuff like that. But it was great to see him. Hopefully, see him later. But yeah, it was a cool moment for sure.
He was out for the start of the season. Travis Longboat makes his return tonight. What can you say about that impact that he brings to the lineup for you guys?
Yeah, Travis, he actually played last game in Buff, but he's fantastic, man. I think he's one of the best pure shooters in the game. And that's the thing, right, is when you're a shooter, obviously he does more than that, but he's so good at shooting the ball, and he's so underrated. I think he was the most underrated player in the league last year from a vote. And when you're a player like that, right, it takes rhythm and stuff like that. So he's obviously been battling injuries, and so much credit given to him. We're grateful to have him back. And he's a guy who, when he's in his rhythm, he can't miss. And we got to do a better job giving him the ball and getting him in positions to score. We got to do a better job off ball. And we kind of got in a rhythm without him there. And we got to adjust with him being back. It's another weapon that can put the ball in the net 3, 4, 5 times a game. So we got to do a better job working for him, because he works his butt off for us to get us looks. So. But yeah, he's such a good player and such a good teammate. So great to have him back. Just wish we could do a little more for him.
And the same thing with Colton, him returning as well, your captain. Even through a tough stretch like you guys are experiencing right now, how is it to have a calming presence like Colton in there to just be like, hey guys, even though we're still in a tough spot right now, we're still okay?
Yeah, he does so much for our team. Take away his play, just as a person, as a leader, and as a figure for all of us, me personally, to look up to. The way he carries himself and directs himself and handles himself as not only a leader and a captain, from keeping us all in check, but as a friend and a person, right? He's someone I can reach out to on any day of the week. I talk to him pretty frequently, whether it be about lacrosse or anything like that, when he's doing on the weekend, when he's doing the bye week, how work's going and stuff like that. But it's so great to have him back. He's a staple on our team and one of our best defenders, to put him on the floor and then off the floor, on the bench, stuff like that. He's second to none from a leadership perspective. And, I respect him so much in his game and the way he carries himself and handles himself. Someone I aspire to, follow in the footsteps of the way he handles himself. So I learned so much from him, and it's so great to have him back. He's not only a great player, but take that away, just to have his presence there is second to none. So.
Okay. All right, thanks, Tom.